medical fee, kakra registration fee, kakra, and I pay 4 passport pictures. Now, what the about now, what me a part of it. Now, House of Fortune said, "You more money, sir." After 2 years contract, you know, a renewable, and he won't be to me as so. I'm a contract in now, what's it now, Romania or mine anymore? And fear no more, Akwenya Bia said when you were bushing in Abe migrating. Now, I pay one more join and I be count on mountains where to me a boy, Juma. But your son so say, would do Romania, baby, I bet Nano. But you're free, I pay Juma. I send you down, or one more penny at home out that. Oka would be quite Juma, but you know, you're free. And I pay medical benefits and also a war horse. And don't see, and I pay, but you'll be a part of it now. A bebo we buy, a bebo clients from Con Eddie amount. But you'll open some you won't come more and Chemobiano. I will be called the first floor of the Amankwa Plaza B. And war at Chemota ABC. Now, when a House of Fortune for any come in free home, and I'll pay for 0554 547915 0554 547915 and after 0200 074525 obey to me so after 0302 977773 now when a House of Fortune any come and pay but when you are empowered grandfather Kwame faster than be a St. Louisa local long grain rice and pay we here be okay that what you be no am more friends when you be a day but you St. Louisa more there and also come on papa and don't see what a chepa and say and pay St. Louisa for and I want to mo say ayepo come pa at the abba na we hear me so we will be away aduane to but you be aduane be away be away here rice and a more na dia ye no but you to St. Louisa local rice na e be frefre dom ye dia ma pa and pay one more daroma one more apua ye na se wo tie me wo pese to St. Louisa for ye bi na e no be your business away ye dia and pay the be nyina no any say woni St. Louisa for be din komo na wo kita 5,500 Ghana cedis wo mutu mo no ne dodo mo dem na afi wo so aton enya wo fa so e don't say and pay woni St. Louisa for any enkomo memo shops ahodo e wo my Ghana mo nyina obenya bi ato afri ho and what you obora mekom shop bi mu a obenya bi ato e wo ho but you and pay woni St. Louisa for any enkomo on 027745 027745 and after 0546242343 0546242343 na when is St. Louisa local rights any enkomo so open do do mo atua and pay for when it's more ewo La Paz more ewo adjacent the Eco Bank please contain and enche wape na when St. Louisa for any enkomo and pay one be just so ye pa but you Fidico for and the no papa the abadja mine so say and they emebua poultry farms are we yin the utie me we kwani we poultry farmer and I say onye mpreko and pay but you take the announcement we we interested to the aba say we obi a wonye mkopa ye the layer premise ne the aba and no enuane no a wo de be fra mkoko a wo boyfriend yi etu nkosua no but you wo de be fra wo munuane na wahwe se enuane no ma pa esese wo munya na ema wo moto akese ene ne dodo mu nyina no etimi akoye ade aba layer premise no na ne be yesa adwuma ni nyina no ade aba broiler premise eye nkokwa but you ye wo mu akwakoto na enkrofo de aye nuane adie no pe se wo tie mi a de obe nyina no ene se woni Fidico fo be di nkomo na afi broiler premise no wama won sa timi aka bi na won sa ka bi a wo de franco ko ne duane a ebebo aye pa but so one beginner Kessben na afi wait no so ebe kosro big premise no ewo ho eno ehia emam preko the new trend and preko ehia se wo betimi ede anyi at all stages of their growth and until anopai ma unsan kabi toxin binder a clear unwanted materials nyina e the free one system mo anopai physical portrait animal feed center for ana akofa way e de aba oni omoni nkomo anopai on 0244260190 and after 0242769698 betimi so after 0303958583 na woni fidiko eni nkomo oyibi dodowa main road no eso obehu omo ewo mo amrehia tobo just after the tobo on Sonifa so obehu omo anopay omo adaroma ana abwaye. It's 8:15. This is Kessben 92.9 live on radio, live on TV, and live around the world on all social media handles. Me need the Kwame Appiah Kubi. I'm highly grateful, sir, anopay so we're joining here now. Andra, her leadership, the Chief Justice for the Republic of Ghana, Maakye Justice Gertrude Tokuno, a national address na one in some for so Eddie and Komo Ninano has to do with a year. Acquire befaso at the justice delivery system no ebeye juma efficiently and effectively ewo on my Ghana. Now the Chief Justice said sir the human interface ewo ho as I say ama bureaucracies no akwakoye bebre within our court system and our judicial system no eho akwakoye asesa ne mani nyina no womo eyi ede efri ho na nani so ade hunu mapa ene say eno no obetimi achieve na afi corruption ewo eye judiciary nemu no womo etimi etu ase krakra enti endra jumedia etisa no ekoso ewo enkran ha na the Attorney General so ekopie mo ewo ho together with the Vice President ana womo nyina no ekoboa say ebraso say yetimi digitize the judicial sector no na etimi eboa as a third arm of government no womo jumedie bia womo di no ebetimi aboa mo man no akonanim na eno nso ka ho bi ebema the confidence of the public in the judiciary no asanso ababak na afi etimi aboa mamenko ahomane so na many Sevia Kuji eni enkomo na anopei Yemisa say as National Public Relation Officer no edema the Ghana Bar Association such development no how is it going to help a year judicial sector no Sevia Otimeka good morning it is saying
Maakye good morning.
Very well. And open ye that's say waje yeso. And council the kai ma yentias here the latest development and the reaction coming from the Chief Justice, the leadership herself, indicating say baby am reno akwa kodruno wono no de the nisu ade home no obepese de bia no woni Ghana fo bedi nkomo na Ghana fo so ate the court system no any judiciary no ase on some of the things aya a free hoba such initiative no people have said say e open up too much na enkrofo so ebe take advantage sanet here na
good morning again. I am say a good initiative now so if it is not properly managed people may take advantage and go for kind because once in a while as a leader no obetima ba bontin have a kasa afa policies new programs so
okay
even if your communicators are doing that for you there's nothing wrong with that for you to come out once in a while to do that. Now I do not expect her to be personally doing that very frequently. And any bad initiative. Yeah.
Very well. Now, yesterday in an address, she talks about the fact judiciary, the human interface, endorse. For that reason, to deal with the issue that has to do with corruption, it be here more such dynamic effort. Now, moving forward, at the end, the Chief Justice a year to be able to bring back the level of integrity and trust of the public. Na ebema judiciary and so akonenim.
I think I will start by saying that to be fair to everybody, members of the judiciary do not corrupt themselves. It is as the court users who attempt to corrupt them, and those who do not have that high moral standing, those of them, just a few of them, I would say, I don't think many of them are like that, fall for that. And see, this ye catch them we say ye be a reorientation of our values, because as a state, as a people, I have come to the realization, say, we have decided to redefine what success is by limiting it to only material possessions. And to say, yes, reorientation, even the president can never fight corruption. Nobody can fight corruption. Because, you see, Obia Pisca or Ghana, irrespective of where you were and when you have started working. And when there is a problem, no. And he said, reorientation. I say, so if you have integrity, that itself is an asset, no. One amount for them who say, okay, you better move for it. Secondly, bribery, corruption in one Kasansu is problematic because I say, the giver and the taker of bribe are equally guilty. How do you fight corruption with such a law? So unless and until we do something about that law, we will not get anywhere, because you can't continue to apply the same methods to fight the same problem and expect to get a different result. Because it is the taker who is guilty we can make some progress. Because we say a public officer, you are not even too sure whether you are being fixed. And to win, now, Semrano say, yeah, Midima no, means to me a guilty, now won't we a guilty. Moon found my own Ameko report. Because I am giving you that bribe for a purpose. And whether you have achieved it or not, because the law says I will be guilty, I won't go and report. So the takers will continue to enjoy. And this is an enemy who know. And then on the digitalization, so and you're bad. Now, so it can only go on well if you have a stable source of power and a stable source of internet. Because without that, indeed, it can work. Chief Justice has made promises, but people must also be mindful that she needs resources to carry out these reforms. And one thing I wasn't surprised, during her speech, she was asking for increment in budget. So if she's asking for increment in budget to do all this and it doesn't happen, how does she do it? Because currently, even filing system over to mark or sometime back now is being improved. Over either say bank for court a most system were down, and now judicial service and capital system were down. Sometimes for 2 days. But you see, it has been improved. And see, for all this to work out, she needs the resources to carry out the reforms. Without the resources, nothing will happen. That's the truth.
Very well. Now, the Attorney General, the Honorable Godfrey Yabua Dambe, states the fact is the Judiciary must equally consider, including the Chief Justice herself, the delays about in terms of prosecuting cases. And Emma, the public, loses some level of confidence in the justice system. The attrition rate, any the are quite problematic. Now, she was quite emphatic in saying, to progress, Chief Justice must ensure,
yeah, it is true. Nansu, wow, sector near Diani near Juma.
Okay.
I will be the last person to say there are no delays in our justice delivery system. But it is not as if it's intentional. Sometimes, some people too may just simply not understand how the systems work. So I think that we need to first explain to the public how the workings of the courts are. So that if you take a case to court today, you don't expect to get results just immediately, because there are procedures to be observed. Maybe in observing those procedures, of course, I admit there may be some delays. I agree with that. But sometimes the impression is created as if people want results without even considering the fact that there are procedures to be followed. So we are talking about delays when procedures are followed. And see, for me, a lot of education will have to go on, and a lot of cooperation will have to come from the court users, including lawyers, because there are certain adjournments I must admit as a lawyer which are needless. And sometimes too, it happens because a client may have to give you, for instance, a document to work with. Nansu one famba, and this one famba on time. Nobody done a case on the scheduled date. And see, especially corrupt aspect to do there. The Chief Justice has a Herculean task because our orientation and attitudes as a people has not changed. Unless it is changed, we forget about worshipping material wealth and begin to think about our values properly. We cannot get anywhere. So she has a whole lot to do when it comes to fighting corruption.
But the Attorney General goes further to make certain recommendations. So for instance, when it comes to land-related matters and our cases, the Chief Justice able to set the perimeters. For instance, any case air traveler, it has to do with land, should not take more than, let's say, 18 months. When it comes to marital issues or family issues, it should not take more than, for instance, maybe 6 months. When it comes to election petitions, probably it should not go beyond maybe 2 months or 3 months. Such perimeters, guide the court users in ensuring they are working within a certain time frame. For that reason, they must respond accordingly.
I think so far we have rules governing all that, except that when cases should be completed is what is not available. But every process you file in court is guided by rules and it's time bound. Every process. And we can only improve upon that. I don't have a problem with that. But with all this, we don't need to be seeking to be in a hurry so that we truncate the process, because justice must be done and must be seen to be done. For me, anybody who files a case at the district court in this country and goes on appeal up to a level that the only time I think the person can conclude the process is to go up to the Supreme Court because it is right, provided you believe you have a case. Because there are some decided authorities in this country by the Supreme Court which started from the district court. Assuming those people had given up at the High Court or at the Court of Appeal, would they have had those precedents of law to work with? And it is a good thing. I think that the measures are already there. We just need to improve how we implement those measures. I don't think we need.
But even with this assertion, the Attorney General somehow sees it to be a little bit problematic, because the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, is to interpret our Constitution. Now, the Attorney General suggests any case be necessary about on appeal to the Supreme Court. At least the Court of Appeal, there should be some level of finality to the issue, rather than say almost every time we will have some other cases a travel all the way to the Supreme Court, knowing very well and can do Court of Appeal and enough.
Well, that one to curtail the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court can only be done by a constitutional amendment. So if you're able to do that, why not? If it's as a nation, because we are doing it the way it is now, because that is the position of the Constitution. So if we amend the Constitution to say that certain matters can only end up at the High Court at the Court of Appeal as the final level of adjudication, why not? It wouldn't be a problem. But as it is now, we are working with the laws as they are. Nobody is using or doing anything by using his own discretion. It is the law that we are applying. So if we think that going forward, we need to curtail the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court by amending the Constitution, why not?
But do you really feel, maybe a Supreme Court, and how porous our political climate, it is good, time to time, Judiciary, Ebekasa, in that context?
Well, what I think we should
in reference, the politicization of issues, especially when it comes to political issues, go before the court.
Well, I think that we should understand the Chief Justice. The Chief Justice is not doing this to discuss what goes on in the court. She is doing it purely on the administrative reforms that she intends to bring on board. So let's understand it. There is nothing wrong with the Chief Justice coming out to say that as an administrator and head of the Judiciary, this is the way I want to administer the affairs of the Judiciary. She would not be going to the details of cases that come before the court. She cannot do that. So we would understand it. Maybe the concern is that because this has not happened before, people think that she might be doing something to harm herself. But of course, We are in Ghana. That is why I said I do not expect her to be doing this as frequent as people are thinking. She may once in a while come out to do it herself, but I expect the communication wing of the Judicial Service to be doing a lot more of what she intends to do.
Very well, but a classical example is what happened last week. And the Chief Justice comes to open herself up. One and some trophy or she allowed herself for questioning. I mean, people who are journalists, ebisa questions that has to do with the Fiamopo case recently or the bar Supreme Court. Court, atna so edi assembly. Now, when questions started coming up, they do point being the Chief Justice chose not to answer some of the questions. And these are classical examples of what people are saying. So now going forward, some of these things may expose the judiciary far too much.
I think we are all learning. Life is a learning curve. I believe from what you are saying, her next engagement will not do the same line. Because seriously speaking, I believe she mentioned that particular case and what happened in that case. That was why the issues came out. Because for me, as a PRO, if my president goes to deliver a speech, I don't expect anybody to ask him, as a PRO of Ghana Bar Association, my president goes to deliver a speech, I don't expect any of you journalists to ask me a question outside of that speech. I will even give the ground rules. So as I am saying, because she probably mentioned that case, I wasn't at that event, but I believe she mentioned that case. That was why the questions came up. So if she had avoided mentioning that case, the questions wouldn't have come up. In any case, she was in charge. She used her discretion to have the case fixed. So I don't see anything that she had anything to explain to anybody. But I believe that she was just being too nice.
Interesting.
On that particular occasion, she was just being too nice.
Very well. But how do we bring back the confidence of the public in the judiciary?
All of us will have to do it. The public will have to stop trying to influence judicial officers. Because as I said, the judicial officers do not pollute themselves by way of corruption among themselves. It is us outside of them who try to approach them. I am not sure of how many judges who have the confidence or the wherewithal to demand bribe from any litigant or any court user. So unless we orient ourselves to know that we must allow our systems to work, we will continue to be this way. Because we have gotten into a state where everybody or many people think that even before you apply to do something in a public institution, you must know somebody there. So they will call you, do you know somebody there before I apply? It doesn't have to be like that. So if the giver is not giving, the taker will not take. But we must change the law on corruption. Other than that, all what we are doing is tantamount to fetching water into a basket.
Very well. Piero Anope, I'm grateful. Counsel.
Thank you.
All right, and that is the public relations officer, Edema, the Ghana Bar Association, Appiah Kubi, speaking to us on the latest development that has to do with judiciary. Now, Endra, Chief Justice, her leadership, Gertrude Toko, ne address our a home komo ana yedino. Now, from time to time, they will be addressing the public. But my Shena Chief Justice, Embra.
I deeply crave, along with all well wishers, I'm sure, to change the tag of corruption, ineptitude, and inefficiency around the neck of the Judiciary and Judicial Service of Ghana. We cannot do this without the support and attention of all stakeholders. The Bangalore Principles of Judicial Conduct and the Latimer House Principles are international instruments that Ghana's judiciary are committed to. In order to shake off these tags, training needs to be supplemented with consistent culture-changing strategies to deepen ethical models of work in the courts. Judicial administration must close the gaps through which court users are subjected to exploitation and rent-seeking behavior. This demands the removal of as much of the human interfacing that court work is exposed to. Court officials are expected to work with independence, with impartiality, competence, and integrity. Much of these ethical values are lost in the heavy traffic of human interfacing between court officials and court users, including unknown brokers functioning around the courts. The vision for producing culture-changing reorientation programs cannot be achieved without the active participation, the active partnership and support of stakeholders, including communities of businesses and donors.
6 after 8, this is Kessben 92.9, live on TV, live on radio, live around the world, on social media. Mpacho join a live, Facebook no eso na fa wadwen training na no ebra. And that is a leadership justice Tokuno Gertrude speaking and a national address, as a lot was said. I mean, the vice president, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia Ekasai, was he's so much happy about the fact that Judiciary, welcoming the aspect of digitization na woman so agiatum say and take effect in that sector as the third arm of government. And Vice President expressing the commitment and the happiness about the entire development. Na wakoso Chief Justice in Christ say aban be de omobetimi bia e de aboa ama woman so yetimi modernize womo operations. And those are some of the things Andra ekoso ewo and cry ha. Now in the transport sector a lot is happening. Na Andra I was expected say GPRTU any other unions ebe share the transport ministry. Na womo tintin yo motietie nyina no as they say niema boy de fu no bo na ekosro asatendra baby a ye ne ekoto fu no petrol no was 13.75 in other places 13.17 maybe 13 point something. Now unfortunately we are told the NPA, the National Petroleum Authority, one more regulator, I says one more who say deregulation exercise. Deregulation no simply means aban emfa ne ho enkwahyehyehye fu on se mubiam. Aban emeseti price emfa ma oil marketing companies ni biem. For competitiveness sake. Okay? BDCs one more ekra oil ne deba no. Ekra de bewia. Na oil marketing companies OMCs akwakoto. Na afi omo de amo filling stations ahodo no wanya bia to agu kai mo. Okay? Now to allow for fair competition. Womo say wo de ebo a wo pese wo de ofu on agent faje. But here can say NPA as at last week as I said there be companies ni be ti omufu on ebo so dodo. Okay? And I can tell you companies are na womufu obo ewo form within the sector. But say ye can say womu nyina page omo because NPA say womu ntimi ntebo no so e ma me do a certain price. Because one more who said the big so-called companies lucy because one more the board here. Ghanaians are turning attention to other people now. One more the board no ever form. Now as I say, I'm problems now no ever. GPRT for that reason no one so better ashinti adieno emu because fu on a costro spare part costro. All the additions no Samuel Amboa, deputy director in charge of communication at the GPRT. Sammy, good morning. That's saying.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. Me ho ye pa na unso e.
Erade adom me so me ho ye. GPRT for mu nyina mo ho ye ho.
Oh, nyame adom ye ho ye ne ye botum na ye dry.
Momo kra munya sika on daily basis na mo botum ye dry no.
Me nia sika no nya no wasan de akoche o. Unya now the bia akoma police station for now the bin so akoma step for now abetena se what time ade unsa abe show w from no abetena se. Da na akokoba no.
I see. And mo meet na mo call ye no ekosi saying.
Yo, Mr. Speaker, me da say, ma me ntia wati for anopai. Na me ma wa iko so. Mr. Speaker, wo bo adwuma. Me da say bebre ni adwuma pa o ye. Na de o mu ni nyina ne say ye meetings aye nyina ejina say ye pese ye to ahyentiabo mu. Ye ntia pese ye to ahyentiabo mu. Mr. Speaker, me say wa homa yi so na wa fidie so. yɛgyina so adi nkɔmmɔ ɛfa January asentuaboɔ ntoma na nke yɛde ba Transport Ministry ba abɔntene sɛ yɛntwentwɛn so ɛfiri sɛ the normal procedure a yɛfa so no yɛmfa saa procedure no so enti no yɛnya abotrɛ ne yɛmfa nneɛma ngu nkrataa so mfa mmerɛ ɔmo yɛnti a yɛtu so 20% of which yɛtu saa na mo yi pɛpɛɛpɛ a de ada hɔ a yɛnya ɛnto mu yɛkyenkyɛn so ɛnam sɛ na yɛnkasa no da biara a na meka saa asɛm yi sɛ akyɛntuadeɛ nto mu ɛba a yɛ na ɛmmoa yɛnkasa akyɛnkafoɔ no ɛma yɛnkasa yɛn ho kyerɛ ɛfiri sɛ mpanin bu bɛbi sɛ yɛkeka puu na dampan ɛne yɛkeka de ama no yɛn mma ɛne yɛn yerenom a na yɛn ho ɛbɛkyerɛ yɛn enti ne yɛkyenkyɛn so ahyɛ sɛ spare parts a akɔ soro ne lubricant ne taxes yi nka ebi obetumi atu ho anamɔ nkakra na nka drop kakra mpo na nka yɛn nkɔkora ne yakɔ akɔto so adeɛ etintim hɔ a yɛnhu a fango bɔ nso asan atrigger asan apagya ne mu biom a ne ne woka sɛ petrobɔ ɛkeka kɔ 14 cedis per litre diesel nso ɛkeka kɔ about 15 cedis per litre ɛno ne yɛsi daabi sɛ saa na ɛbɛkɔkɔ ba ne bi a ɛne na adwuma no yɛbɛyɛ agye saa aboɔ yɛ biom a ɛnyɛ adeɛ a yɛn ho betumi ahenha yɛn ne ne woka sɛ other regions no ashase ɛbɔ dawuro dindindin ɛkyi national sɛ ahyerɛ ntu anamo anim ha yi a ne yɛnhwɛ ne yɛma ɔmo kwan ma ntumu mmra ɛnyɛ saa na adwuma no na ebi a ɔmo ntumi ntoa so ɛmfa nyɛ ɛkɔba ne saa nso anhwɛ ne a na ɔmo de ɔmo pɛ akɔto so a ɛno nso no ebetumi de basabasayɛ ɛde aba tìmí ne wo kasa yi yɛde adwuma bi ahyɛ ɛyɛ team a expert a yɛ a ne yɛpɛ sɛ yɛto yɛ transport firm a yɛma ɔmo kɔ abɔntene kɔ yɛ nhwɛm na ɔmo ahyɛ the appropriate percentage ɛsɛ sɛ yɛde to so no na ɔmo de aba ne yɛn nso de atu anamɔ no yɛde saa adwuma yi ahyɛ ɔmo nsa a ɔmo tu anamɔ anim ha yi a na ɔmo de ɔmo report anaasɛ ɔmo result aba na afei yɛn nso ahyɛ 20 ne yɛde kɔto wɔn a ne yɛkuta mu anaasɛ fuel price na sɛ pagya nti yɛde bi ka ho na afei ahyɛ ne yɛtumi aba abɔntene na obiara nso aso atumi ate bi.
Anti 20% na mo propose as increment.
As it stands now, no, which I make say January krata yɛ de kɔto Transport Ministry pono so no ne anke yɛ kɔpere 20%.
Yes.
Ɛne yɛ tenkyɛn so abɛsi sabre a ne yɛ to ɛyɛ 20% no na yɛ gyina ɛyɛ kind of saying spare parts so lubricant ɛna taxes. Sabre ni po yɛ consider petroleum products ɛna na yɛ propose 20% no ɛna sabre a me ne ka say petroleum products no so asan apagya ne mu. Nti no me gidi sɛ team no kwa bonten ba ebi ana 20 no ebi asa ba beka ho.
I see, but enti ya ye nya ne say in the western region mo branch e ho no mo de mo atomu 30%.
Oh me no ka say em say empanimfo ni o madi nkomo say yen hye say yesi we atu okwa ha ye gi say oba ha ye gi say eno no ebi si e wo ya hye nkadwuma ni mu eda empo te koba ne say unions are enye GPRT with the concern for the mpo mo ba bonten a yetimi from ni omo kasa ni ahye se de be ya ye nyina no be ko benkum me no ka say empanifo ni omo edi nkomo se de be ya omo be twentwen ni ama so ni nyina ya kan bom ni ehuru percentage e se yetimi ba bonten.
But money ministry ni share na de na omo kan.
Oh, yeah, ministry ni dey say dem di kankan no say 20% record that bond omo pono so no omo yes omo ni cabinet kwa kuhia na omo edi hu nta wo so anase nkita ho na omo nso afre e na omo afre ya besi sabre enti me no ka say ye pese ye betu anamo esan dia ko mo nche biom na mo ni ye bekọ no ni ya share petroleum products no so percentage akọ ka ho ni ye di ni nyina bom ni akọ propose the actual percentage ye pese ye de ba bonte.
So what it means, you know, and it's increment in the background now, as I said, until sa arrangement ni na I go through, no, will be until Ashanti demo kromha, right?
Yeah, can you know, and say, MTD editini, maybe say, ministry no action chain yamaswa my babonte, ebe the intimubi by na ministry no enter enimu. Yempese sa die ebe baso. Enti e form of the Kessben so e dia kan say ahyenkafo ni nyina nya abotre na se de ne dane sa no da bia no ne mfa sa kwan no so na afensu ministry ni so no ye betre omo say the proposal at the bar almost so said they are enko ban say obi bi ne pe ebeka koto so na maintain one thing basa ebeba ya kwantimpon so any shame no gomu momodian say did be the beba bontin bia no within a day or two no ebetimi ahye na nhihye etimi aba begu akwan na obi abehunu driver for behu ebo omoje na passenger ponso ebehu ebo a omutua.
Very well. And you share them consider ben.
But as Mr. Speaker, since I know say through driver for ne concern for ne ade ba bonten say e bi so mo starting ya wa de bi se me ndani ade ye pese enka ye nhihye ebe ye ntem na mpo enkoba ne say brei beso no mo ma se bibia se ansa yeah, baba ni o ma be kata ni ade. Within the week na no, ye share nim say nhihye nyina betimi atutu yie. Na yen so yetimi aba bonten.
Yes, but sabe and day Tuesday and within the week no ye da ben ochina ye Wednesday ya wada a holiday. And no omo nhwe nim kosi da ben.
Meji bi pass Mr. Speaker, fiti sabre ekosi say week ni be ko na wie fiada ne memene da de yetimi aba bonten no bi ehu se dia esese obetimi aye.
I don't pay me that say Samuel Amwa.
Me that say Mr. Speaker, Nyamin Shao.
So thank you. Deputy Director in charge of communication at the GPLTU and Yanino at the Nkomono. And transport fares, and our lorry fares, baby, ababi druno. Mame emfa asedani be Emma's Global Link Limited for anope womo daroban pacho womo edi ube tu kwai pa enti se wutie ada wo hweyen na uye obia uye student when this wade hono ne se obetu kwan akotoa wadesua so masters and a PhD and a pese okoye first of the edikan no application no into the schools ni nyina no ma Emma's Global Link Limited for enye emfama won beboa a secure admission no e de amount na won wawie ni saa no afi eba no visa acquisition na won ma the greatest of assistance won mo behwa make sure ehun say documentation any preparation bia SSA womo de boa ma on setimi count visa no womo timi ama search assistance ebetimi aboa ye pa until so won sabe count visa no they will never rest and no Emma's Global Link Limited for womo juma womo no afi wutie me opese wutu kwan ko Germany opko the rest of Europe ekoko tena hoko ye juma pacho oye professional person wunya ya o certificate e crowd no odi betu kwan akwa ye juma dia anopay SSA oni Emma's Global Link Limited for edi enkomo womo bejo so na womo timi aboa ye afi wutie me o online YouTube ahemfa na wutie baby a wutie me bia wote amanani krobi so ana wo man bi so na enkratasem ababe problem e dia maw de wodi be ye adwuma ene de be mu akwanya amu atena sa akro ni so no wonni bia anope ya for Emma's Global Link Limited for womo ebehwe aboa ama wonsa etimi aka won krata ne pa womo ye expert when it comes to all these things enti anope woni womo eni nkomo se Kumase ana wowo ana wuti ye nia obekọ asafo labor womo ene senate office no edi enhwe ni mu o won kran so a womo ewo Weja Kaswa main road no eso White Cross Junction eho ana obehu womo ben West Africa Decotals for no na anope woni womo edi enkomo fra womo on 0535 502499 0535 502499 and after 0504 203401 na one Emma's Global Link Limited for any enkomo anope na womo bejo so ahwe aboa ama obi bia wo pesa wo ye bia wa konto ho nhyehyeye hotel reservation or ticket reservation for flight ni nyina no wombeye ni nyina e de amount na etimi aboa uye afi wani so ade huno no ebetimi abamu nso e de amount Kwame
Kwame
yes wo de also nko da city awaya de me woni me na
me bo chidom
wo bo me chidom I say and quick one you remember other issues but enkomo ana me cheche mo is it deregulation on say President Kofo time eba besi Atamel's time regime no eba besi Mahama besi Nanado Danko Ekufo-Addo okay Kofo Gallo
yeah me kai pa
eba ni send buy
Brian Toto fuom ana ebae
okay na edru baby a omampanyin Kofo 2008 akakakra bi ni akoto aba na Ghana for ATM say fan obo ed okay na what so na Ghana forecast oh okay enti all this one no sa nka mo betimi ate so okay woyɛ saa ni nyinaa no na Professor Mills nso gyina nkyɛn ɔkɔ campaign platform bia so ano apagya gallon na wabisa sɛ fuel no mutimi to gallon no ɛboɔ no yɛ sɛn those days we remember okay 2008 ɛnkyɛ bia then obia who said there be fan no the politics are enye because ebe expose you okay it is idea yen konkofa the friend no deregulation enfamra na aban enyi ne nsa enyi ne nsise nyina emfri fan wo bo no na industry players no wo mo ankasa nhwe na the ebe kono na the National Petroleum Authority for no and regulating sector no simple and tiatia okay wo mo de baage metri abobo ofa gwel offer total offer shell one room for obo odin e wo krom ha
then I will cast be a 13 crown by be omo de be a 14
okay offer frame soil star oil me nya advert obia but obi otofu obia offer amsa offer zen the new companies na abana afi na wo mo nso pe omo clientele base within the oil sector wo mo bo no ofo
adenti
okay eno no hard because SSA will play out. Okay. Margins ni bibia de da so bia aban taxes bia da so yet those companies no one more year obo no na e wo form.
Okay.
Until say last week ye de ba be rabosumi ya. MP ahwe hu say those so called big companies no wo lusi omo clients. Omo lusi omo client a wo ni bibia wo be ye. Chese Ghana for na sebe ye nkwasiafo. You can reduce the price and still make up your margins our person
because some nyina so to every baby ne beton
exactly
koran so no motor
world crude oil ne boy pe barrel bia amokwa kradia baby ne boy pe yet those companies no were able to reduce their prices to an extent say from 2020 basis say we can say companies in ketu ani boma over 12% of the market share ababedu omo side and the companies akese ni elusu na Mustafa Hamid Chief Executive of the NPA. What's in the office? Okay? Say energy minister ya aware, say onya aware. Now one more the regulation for fraba. Say adiana moja mu say company bi abetimi asset the board. Now we Ghana near baby a open wa koto petrol. Mo say there be. Say the muntimi emfa bo ne ma be do a certain level.
So I say edwadie.
Yes, it is say 14 cedis. What it means is that wo no company na nka obetimi aton wo de e bia 12 cedi 50 pesos. Per liter no okay say wuntimi nton ne saa bi wakwa abro so aye 13 cities na si wo hwa said ye be ka say ni nyina aboode then what is the essence of the deregulation saban person sa de no constitution bi na edifu wo de sa be politics the government should tell us na only deregulation in free na ye hu say aban na control fuel prices na anko ye na usi di ne dollar ne nya ya ba ne abeblemu simple as that
so de emoa
na emoa mu anya no ana Mustafa Hamid what TNP a wasa ase awoye was starting say woye sade na fu on bo starting cost
yes baby bia mu nyina ton
yes and rap me to fu anajo no free frame soil 13.75 petrol per liter uko zen ni amsa na ne boye fu na say amsa no 13.25 13 cedis 25 pesos akoto ba ko bia Mustafa Hamid energy minister to us who says sade na ekoso ye wa election year na aba be sa na ma we me say NPP for me drum ho amon menti omo ase
I obi talk
Mami William okay any bra concern drivers oga will you make a good morning that to say
me ni ana mbom ni say
erade adom me ho ye na ya hwehwe me why
me say o ma fidie ni de ga nkranian mo man tem no ya wa fidie bi wo so ya kasa obibi
me da say
na unim enye MPP funku ahụ eye politicians ana omuti
politicians ni nyina asa na omuti ho
oh me ni ameka no kwache o me makaka ache ukona kache o ma wo munti che ye wo mamu ya no company say small man eye gwel bisa say wo mo de ni eye 14.15%. Beboa. Et woman who can woman de equal 70 Ghana.
Per gallon.
From from Wednesday na year 2 Thursday no. Ebe pumune. Me who say
Uber drivers are short to petrol. Taxi drivers are short to petrol. Uber young drivers are short to petrol. Etese baby adine drone e kuma drama. Na me tie bibi a tie politician for hwe ni pa. Uza data busum mienu ni ye babonte be kan say ye beto lo fi.
Yes.
Ama GPS fukura kan say wo beto 30%. Ama yanso ye support wo say wo 30 no wo nya be gire pepepe because ye can afford it. Woni me ntia tsane. Eya na obi nima oso ana amoni abana ko secretary da so na ban be. She bibi ti say o travel to. Okita bus is more than 300. And yes, I may yard better man. And then go into a koto engine and now koto steppers by my cardia. Obianti, so obianti. But fu and I have to go kenny. Now I grab a funny use. Say a 2 petrol man. Can one be emphasis council so man say for the source of top. Who come back? The president now being out the top money. And so fast the aso petrol so. Sabana sani tumbioa another fast the aso petrol so. And it was another pound of money the whole of a pound. He says no in the first car, no the coffee na asa. And when you happen, they not fear was lolly station. And a banner with him one day, and now another phone, and now you say one castle in the car on a phone. And in the woods, best say a car here to me, and for petrol account. You have the strappers in your money account, and the enemy minister what try and you say, okay, and the media, and the bit minute town of Raka. You to me so much abwa. Now, who should the petrol and the cost Ramasa, and not me no cassa to see no cassa. Me near draba for cassa. As you put on a book and a Japan radio station, or more interview this year. You have 30% DPR for the program. And I mean, Paul, which also yes, no one. What my in your uncle Saturday? And the baby, I did not do at the end of the neighbor. Yes, Rabano. And the many yen, your perception deeper. Can you perceive yes, yen, bar, and can you bet a dog that you better love it? And one price on with Piana Mona, what about 2 petrols? Now, Mustafa made it, said you won't say, now you say, now the party in competition. And you are put a credit, you know, competition at Sabia. Yeah, could be. Oh, your campaign, you think I'm a kind. And you know, you see meeting from Sanoka. And the politicians say, you woman in a yabako. And you woman in a focus MPP, who can be a woman in a. I see. No, I want to hear from Fono.
Mokasa, woman, dear.
Ah, ma say o man panyi at the statement abeto o say we yi sika to ah portals say one memu ya no ye masa afie say ne bia dan ma ho na no ye nko ho ya say da brada ene na wotu ye be familia po ye no be kire awe so mini a lot of there ye betum
very well and yes share ni man ko si memreda right
yes Saturday
okay
Mami nyamanya wa fidie mami nkasa nsemi ni ama driver fo a wo mutum no say yesere wo mo pa mo chow wo mu nyina ntwensam na Saturday ye nyina ye nkode ba kope na fa so ndwimra enu mo beboa yen na ye so yi a wa wi abani tisima ye ntimi so ano na mom ye nyina ka bom de babu wo mu a abani ntimi ntinsim titiro ye mu bia
Medase, Ogawili, thank you very much. Ogawili, chairman, Concerned Drivers Union, and many Nedin Komono. Kwambevi, Asama na mekan. Oh, say, Asem Nifia, party we yahu. Ye problem was about to the extent say mistakes. Womu ayen. Odwe ho awontias. Ebini nura sema. One washerman run a support for 1 year.
Almost 1 year.
256 containers. HIV in Ra Yakradiaba. Say you'll be near more Bibenya Sika free man and acquire to the Ministry of Finance. Aquaji waiver, Eddie Amasa Edipan. No Aka Porto. 256 containers. And Crawford donated the Amaya. Say antiretroviral drugs, Yencheni free. Malaria drugs, and treated nets, any idea and Crawford Bejusu.
Diabetes.
Naka. And Crawford are contributing $44.5 million. And the across any man is here, the more money here, the chemo. There is no commitment from anybody in this government. I'm a 1 year and your money that's Porto. What sense does that make? Nyansa be na was ade. E kroma fu no baabi a ne bo fu bia yenim. Na filling station ba ko bi wo eyi ho. Kaso akwan so. After kaso
Star oil.
Debi enye star. Eyi ukọ budumburam.
Okay.
What Liberia camp na wodu ani a kire wini ba mesi yetimi tuka fi ha nyina akotofu wo. At the time ankrofo ton wo mo de 13 cedis no. Na wo mo de ne 10.5.
Wow.
Okay? Enti se wo NPA. National Petroleum Authority. Oba na be ka kire me say wo set a price tag and a ceiling. Okay? I no be benchmark. Enti obi antimi ntene bo so entra sa bo na. Make one mintiasi. All with the justification say filling stations need before on yet. Then you are becoming a useless institution.
Yeah, Togumuso it made the call.
There be any konokra. So who NPA no or justification who reason tia what the yes idea no. You are automatically becoming a useless institution.
No,
do you know why? And your mandate. And you was said here say we be ma monitoring team. Aqua round. I inspect oil marketing companies, no. I share oil no quality a womo ton de may. So that say obi kokoto fuel egu ni kemu. Na ose ya fra fuel nim. Enti brand of problems with the car ni engine. Wo NPA ni necessary will take action against our company no. Enti say wo NPA ni sa ba be ka kire say yen set a benchmark. All because oil marketing companies ni bi ton fuel la enye papa. Then I don't see the sense in that. One, then it means that wo no wadwuma na wo ye as a regulator and what so wo nye. Okay? Already no you will be a friend fuel market margin. Woji. A levy a defu na ye ton so. Okay? And no ye sika ye gigi so that say ban say mo be ko run I inspect it. Even the color of the fuel. The color of the fuel ye tuya hoka. Okay? Enti wo kwa wo no wo expert na wo mo NPA ho no they have a way of knowing say full away mo afrem mu anase mo nye den mo frem eno no ye mo adwuma enye me amete ye madwuma
no correct.
Okay? Enti say mo wie na mo be ma ye the assurances say full la filling stations ni ton wo krom ha nyina ye papa. But the regulation exercise ni mo don enti obi a betimi di full na jebu obi a wo pe. Now we are now be catch me say what the benchmark eba because obi mu ton fuel enye papa. Esemuru na wo catch me. Outright.
There be na o the bar. O the bar obi jai the all ton obi jai onye no no better.
Esese mo ye no wada so mo nye. Sika wia ne kro no bo ne nsemhunu ne nsemfo nko na mo di okroma. Mo pa mo ho anya no de esese mo ye no mo nye. Okay? Ghana ni na wono no eba bebre na wo bre sese na wo hwe no ho a wo hu ne ho no. Okay, one on a cannibal betonism. Nasa Ghana ni the abufuo no e de akwakoma na na do danko akufo. Meanwhile, no in 2016 and 2020, wo Mustafa Hamid as chief executive. Wona na uti kro ba no ma wo rap kire yen. Ekwan ya no man ni mu aye denfu ola ye ntimento. And net you are 10 p. Niam a wo ye nyina no e chese wo person de aban we ko opposition. In an election year, 7 years a twam. Kwambe 7 years abako aban we 7 years a twam. Mo antimi ansent benchmark. And say oil companies ni say wo bo no betimi ate so enso wo ntimi nte so entra 10 city. Mo antimi anyesa. Election year we na aba be sa.
Obrenso a president ko ye bi mane ha no.
Election year mu na aba be sa adi. Wo ye sa adi no we wo fu on the prices ne ko ekos. Because first no na from so you wo mo turn no 12 cities per liter.
Yeah.
Etimi ba kra say what prices ne ba for ma etimi ba 11 something per liter. They say no yes man. And then party for it to work when. National chairman, general secretary every Tuesday bia ebna de bia moko cabinet meeting mote ho mo hwe Mustafa Hamid na poti ho hwe Mustafa Hamid say wonya sa ne man na fu obo anya di wo kroma na de emra sa na NPP party abai wo mo pe. Okay, na de omo ye ni nyina kwa na akwati aba omia. Now you see ade na NPA for ni yesisi a it makes useless of oil for gold ade oyo omo de bai. Gold for oil arrangement no mo kwakwa ye de aba ho anwan and the be mafu on the bo aba form and the be stabilizing ho anwan. It makes useless of it. And massa effort na Dr. Baumia puti here in gold for oil ni nyina no it amounts to nothing because oil ne bo na sanso efrasi a ekosro. Eti Mustafa Hamid ye na dwen so okoye sa de. Oni obi ani ho nkomo. The NPA is under the energy ministry. Eti oni ni minister, wo mo ani ho nkomo. Eti when the sanction is on fa de pe, enkoye sa de ma.
Na Kwame ade we kura de obeya oman mu. Obi eton tomatoes. Okọ ha waboa no enum 5 cedi. Obi so na yetibia ne sa.
Enkrofo anyi om ho tab e wa man wem tie. Enkrofo ayeye tab e wa na na adodan kwa Akufo ado aban so. Wo mo pedentema ko opposition. No mo akotino opposition agegea dem wo mo dan akese a wo mo asisi won kra ha. Wo mo di asiesie wo mo anya kwan afflect with their cars ne niam a wo mo aye so they don't care.
Na Kwame sapo epokura nso togum. Nso togum.
Wo mo no mo da on yes ade no mo dwen ho. Sika na ebo wo mo dam, sika no aba wo mo anya ne bebre so they don't care. Say ba wo mi abe president. Say one year president they don't care.
Edin.
Na wo efa ho anka policies anka de bebedi. Energy sector kro na adum so achechire mu a munya scan fanto gas mayen fan power terminals no. Okay? Sa energy sector kro na Mustafa Hamid esan so ti ho mafuo prices no koso. Next week. Fuel bo be sa koso next week. By the close of this week, world price crude no be koso windows no ebo no mu be pagya. So what it means is that from next week prepare ufu ono be sa koso bi.
Se bo no se be sa da basa yetimamfo ne enso yebre. Unse Kwame papa no kasa no. Papa no ya de pa yi. Ne kasa no ma dono ma panasem.
Panyi bia ne NPP mu ho.
Ebi wom.
Abai wom.
Ebi wom bebre wom.
Ebi wom asa decision so ko mu.
Bebre wom kwa bebre wom.
Say unim gas board den okroma. Gas. Gas na yesi ye ma na ye cheaper. Na cylinder recirculation model hwan ade a ye nyamfa ma so ye tuatua celebrities mo ye ho advert. Okay? Cylinder recirculation model. Ye nyamfa ma yet ye tuatua celebrities mo ye adverts. Ye bokagu ya shase a ye bokagu. Policy na nkasa ye nse implementation na say yet ye bo ho kagu. Okay? Enua no ye nya atwa ye nya abidie ne hye. Ye mafu one bo na nyafo. Na ye use clean energy. Say gas boy dey safe petrol.
Feel ya nasa.
Ni boy dey safe petrol. The same energy sector. The same energy sector. Kwesi ada no pa na me kofele 14.5 kilogram. Sa cylinder no. It is around 240 cedis. Almost 250 cedis. Ask yourself, say nipa hin the bet we afford.
You don't know into me.
Say wo friendly ne. Say 1 month in the bedia. Obekwa kofele bim na ebo na jump 3 times.
Asemo.
Why? Why? Ni nyina ya Mustafa Hamido. NPA boss, one more na yes ane man. Eti na ponim se sade man no. National Petroleum Authority for ye. One more yan on the blind side of Napoana. They don't know.
Ebia no mon kan kire no.
One kan kire. An agency a ministry as it. A ministry as it. Minister and the supervisor all the agencies. Enti wo ye chief executive, you report to your minister. Your minister at the end of the day will have to give the president a briefing about the entire sector.
I don't want to believe say be na omuni na dwene ho. But
but it cannot happen. Such major decisions cannot happen.
Yes. Na omna me kasa. Because hu Kwame. Sada odi kaka ye no. Unsa papa no ye ne kasa akire ya no. O kan asem bi o se adriver for no po mo che omunya abotre. Me dana se o kan asem because ya Kwame bra Ghana man pani ko kan ni nation address no. Asem ye nsa na me boss me boa. Me bo fuo because the fuo kosoro a aduane bo be kosoro. Fuo bo kosoro a obi a ono no ye adwuma no na katuane ye ntumu o. Nanso okofa ka yatum. Okoto tomatoes odwom a yatum. Okoto nyaado a yatum. Nti adon the day no timamuni no ana ono obre. Enti fuwa de oyifiri mu bibia enya yie. Enkane a oyifiri mu a enya yie. Eti yebesra ban. So betimi aye bibi afa ho a animu yia because utimi ka say me tomatoes, ka kire so tomatoes, me se me de magua ne num. Ka kire so magua ne de amiensa. Na afa yese, o de no koso agua ne enum. Na etumi ane saade a ebra covid bre na amanfo hwirihwiri anwa ebo de ko be 1,500, 1,700. I don't know buy answer on one anya ebona amafom. And ye besre. Kwame ye besre. Ebre we say odi kaka ye no. Ebre we nya bra. E wo se otufu amuma enu ma bi san. Say odi kaka na bia na Dr. Baumia no pese om ha no. Ana say MPP aban no pese om ha no. Because MPP aban kro no 2008 kufuo the same to okote so. Otis yatu tiano. Edru bra yakoto aba otis yatu tiano. What you say? Papa ne kasa no wasi ewom self spare parts bo kosoro we kosoro so ebrebia no omo hwe aban no omo kasa omo tie animani mu yonkosi aban ye srew ene omo kasa na bo no emra fom sai ma fom kura ja obi apema no na obi antone de ti sa me paha na makoto ama me nji asai a eya me amepe
say wo de be protect gwel any shell any total sa decision we omo take no kra na ewom no
na so yes say
well no any total any shell no they believe so omo na mo ye
government
biggest any government omo na mo ye biggest market share omo ekura wo enti no say wo market share no go from here and ye nya bibi from protect wo I don't see the sense in it
na private school ni ho
so
and government school so
I ask myself say the same fool no a later no obi ka so beto no 14.8 14 cedis 80 pesos. Now because there be media metal maybe there 12 cedis 50 pesos. Isn't it the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. One place why no money na farm. It's your say no be to me 200 there 12 cedis 50 pesos. A liter. No be there that's with 14. And you the MPA you have made us believe say fool on the being your papa and JB. Because they the same model. And the same guidelines and amodi ama wo unless say be a woman for free baby on be for free we are 5 times so we are obi dey call baby a command please dey no akọ
mu dia na no kura na say do kaka say so
wadwuma say hwe it's your problem this say
yeah
if these companies are cheating us and all this year they've been cheating us womo sisi Ghana for ebo no wombetimi ate so womo boa pa ma ebo ni gina baby e gina womo nte so na obi dey so obete so e dey anya ne customers a wo say
dey baby
me dwen ho amentiase
me na me private school one am say the Babeko government school eno ya me amasem
me dwen ho amentiase
what you say
decisions ni bi o mu take no me dwen ho amentiase
economy no ani ebotomo adia pako an say o mtiase no say onipa no sori ko edwom adabraka edwom woko abeka market dwom ko ton ade no there ono ani bibia o yoni mani ni botom woko no obefa car ko na ye betoto transport mu a and we have about barely 9-10 months to elections. Crucial times.
It's a loan. One buy a check. One money I buy you my 4 baby na edini. So momu do do na nyam kwaso de free almost. They say the omo akofam ba they say emfa ho kra. Say wo account e wo Bayport savings alone. And now say one account e wo ho kra no. And pay your be nyina ne say woni on be di nkom. Fixed deposit investment account no bra. Na wo mu mie bi ma na fa wo sika de betum be investment. Wo no betina say a negotiate interest emfa so say about sika ne so. Wo ne wa ne be di ho nkom. Na afi wo mu wi a wo mu aboa. Ye be nyina ne say bosu me miensa. Eso a obetimi a rolling over. Na afi wo principal no eda ho na eje interest de ma pa. Enti anopay woni Bayport savings loans any nkomo. Bacho you hear your Ghana card na wabwa branches ni nyina. Anopay di obe nyina ne say obekọ kokomlebele say won kan ya. Wo office no ebe ATTC school no na woni Bayport savings loans any nkomo. Bacho frɛ wo on 0245 153283 0245 153283 and after 0246 904753 0246 904753 na when the Bayport savings and loans any and come on and pay one more ebejo so pa and pay one more Daroma 46 after 8 Kanisa Ventures for Daroma one more Kwakofa Kanisa Heba Mixture Ediaba but you be a sinti won't mean sorry any now nine so and pay your being now and it's when it Kanisa bidding come on no be a 2 cc area na singing at the pay no but you it was your preco or your bar ubo and sa what ya womodia and pay Kanisa Heba Mixture Emel nano no be or your bema gonorrhea Oba candidates say how I do prostate enlargement, sexual weakness. I don't pay when you can use a baby and no matter. Ebeboa eyisa how you na every ho e dey about. But you open the do more. Obeko Chiman, Kenten taxi rank, Obehu a year, Kanisa Heba shop, and watch the baseline pharmacy be with him across the country. Be Uremwa, or say Ope, Kanisa phone running na anope Ubenya be ato a so Ebeboa Yepa. Try one more on 0247 887436 0247 887436 and after 0202 990943 0202 990943 na one Kanisa ending komo anope na one more boys you know what we have me that say boys you we
o say adana o kono an ofre yes ba bi kwan be ni pa no ho dada okay ni pa no ho enti aga ni ja no no enti no ja no no
answer that ha no
enti na ha na say ba ko pa ana o do no ho kwa no ho
o ba kam say be
nya broki at Madina Zongo Jansen
we are way
Madina Zongo Jansen esu ama be su no
misu ya ma mi fiewra be bo pum cheze unu ya na den na me se dia ya no
na broki at unum dia ya wo mu no say oba fa aduane e obedidie na yes osef amen fra no hwe o fra na o mfa aduane na sa bo wanu
aduane bi anya den
na te do na wusu
mo experience nya kra
odo de unya bia unya obi a odo no a wo kwa obesu enti anyum no na
I don't know
Charles Kojo fosun so de fofraba that the lumba
am I Kojo
me bo batma yen adwuma we
okay pa me kotebra kotebra
grandfather she wansa me that's
Kessben 92.9 Asidan Kuan.
Obatampa Prostate Center for an open one more Adaroma, Pacho Obatampa for Abuaye Pa, na Ebano prostate related challenges in here. On last stop, Obatampa Prostate Center for Aseye, na Anope, set ye Casino of a was and I crano, Ewo a year. Fifi Pratt last stop, Ewo Kasua Ninyano, main road, no, Eso, and Tisawut Yeme. Na we ye bema pacho ya shock katita ewo wo be mani modia anope Obatampa Prostate Center ebe yini nyina no e de free ho afi wa wo ye bema wo jonso a pressure wo jonso achi no ewo fom ni nyina no anope make it a point na woni Obatampa for any enkomo wo mo ebeje so na afi wo mo yi saw how ni nyina Eddie every also Eddie amount and unti Bacho Uti Mina Bema na afe wo Johnson we are unya tenka sabe say ebiaka mudia adope prostate no airborne koko enti woni Obatampa for any nkomo on 055 0553 800 678 0553 800 678 na woni Obatampa Prostate Center for any enkomo anope na woni weni echemo ewo kaswa nyenya no main road no so a bacho obehu wo mo ewo ho Fifi Pratt last stop eho ana obehu eye Obatampa Prostate Center for anope wo mo adaroma ana abuaye. Now we're bringing you some analysis on who becomes the next running mate for Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia Alaji. So the thing so anope mame and Chiano. Now a lot of a year concerns na no ana aba na. There's a report by a doctor in Bradford University and then KNUST precisely. Now I chanced on this particular report, quite an interesting one. And anope will take you through. Will tell you the people are a border, the sample size are one more at the year report. Now, I feel the details of it, Pacho, at the amount. Join your live, Facebook. Now, Kasano pay Global Info Analytics for as at 8 March, which is Endra, one more release, one more month-to-month report, one more edebano on the political climate issues are a one more any baby a Ghana for the Duanano adventure Koseba and say Endra ana Yakoto Aba said the Nkanyema ABC attorney out, Global Info Analytics for Edinino Edi Aba. I will show you a set of it. Now, Afeyani Ora, Musanso Edi Ho Enkomo, Dankwa, sorry, Edi Ho Enkomo. And stay with us now, and Opeyani Enkomo 55 after 8. Join us live, your Facebook stream, no eso. Now, and Opeyani Enisa Enkomo. Now, this group is telling us one more a year research, there come Benfi. We know a year research at one more year. It is for a year the issues that has to do with respective running mate and one more a year favorite. A year likely the Ghana for do na so no. Eka say one more 80 made the running mate, at the manual. A bit to me abua. Now when him say last 2 weeks, ABC last week, any and Rakrano, Kessben, so we walked on the street in the eastern. We'll be going to the other regions as well to sample a year of views. Now, until said Dr. Baumia Bebo DNA there, we will let him know and the new Patriotic Party as well know. Baby, a Ghana for adventure so ever. Now, as a research, political issues about 2024 election, steady site, 4 regions, and 16 out of 16 regions, 4. And one more a year research, and one more. The study design or a cross sectional study approach, quantitative methods, and one more a year research, the study population, eligible voters, and clearly one more money or mokasa yenano, a young crofua, one more to aba a year. Okay, that is what it means. Now, the sample technique, a simple probability, the street interviews near the yenano account. Now, using a sample size of 413 people, and across the regions, one more a year, Nipa 413, Anna Ekasa, Ama woman so a year in 70 be annual on the reasons and justifications are one more ever. Now, and also, but the main important areas, Anna ye highlighted at the amount involvement of women in political space in Ghana. Okay, and the variables, she say a man or baby a one more drain. In fact, the more about the front line. Now, have females been given enough opportunities in politics? This is the basic question. One more abisa say, "O mine mono ushemua ebano emanoa." Yama womo enough opportunity in politics. Now, and the answer no yes or no. Now, these people have been very transparent. In fact, one more hema the numbers now respond no baby Now, the yes count. They tell you, say, 178, and a G2 will say, yes, a banner opportunity, de Emma in terms of our leadership, any politics, they believe, say, Yamama no Akwenya Bebre. Then you come to those responding no. Womokazi baby or minor Druno, Oshe Akwenya, Yadiama Noa, okay? And said that Enkono and Musa, and don't know 235 responding no. And clearly it tells you that majority of Ghanaians believe we say yes, Emano Yama Womo Akwenya. Yet there is more to be done, okay? Because the idea more money and enough. Then you come to possible reasons for women not involved in politics in Ghana. The Ghanaian social cultural orientation. Not many women are involved in politics. Now, what it means is that who answer yes, area, okay, probably the subsequent questions so edit so. And the reasons be Anna Wusu say man or ye man woman akwenya dodoona. Now, is it because of said your culture? Is it no ana because social politics ni mo e ma dodoona no eni muntiana ana woman from hunhye muntiana. Now they ask the question again. Most women do not have the capacity and confidence, among others. Okay, a man said that nijidie e wo mo anka so mu say sabe wo mo ba politics ni mo they can equally do well and perform better. Now those saying say your culture and ama yema e man no the needed opportunity no 99. representing 24%. Many women are not involved in politics. 153, okay? And then most women do not have the capacity and confidence. And no, 140. One more, and what other reasons, 21. So what it means is that clearly, not many women are involved in politics. A reason here, and Crawford say, "Ama a madu duana so enya opportunity because a man one more do omo aje amanyo se mono ewo form, okay, one more and also. Now young call the other variable. Now I say, is it a time for women to be involved in politics? Political temperature need the account in the economy. Now it says yes, Ebraso, okay, 271. Telling us say yes, Ebraso say a mano and so edu omo eshe amanyo save nimo. Those responding no, 142. Now, one more further to ask, what level of political echelons do you advocate for women in politics? Okay, so as I see a man na kwenya na Brennan so aso in fact, we hear politics ni mu a hefa areas if na opese yebema a man no akwenya ewo ho kese pa. 1, to be president of Ghana, and then 2, to be vice president of Ghana. To be president of Ghana, no, almost 268. Okay, respondent. One more head, cause baby, I do no ba yeah. Okay, because you are trying, man. All this while, and you know, say Obanso betraybia. You bet me who the differences. Now to be vice president, 145. Okay, respondent. So clearly, what it tells you is that even put together, no, majority of Ghanaians want women at the topmost positions, either number 1 or number 2. Okay, that is what it means. Now, you call the other ones. Okay, and the perimeters and the variables. Now, performance records of women who have held the position of Speaker of Parliament, Chief Justice, Electoral Commission Chair. Okay, and see, one more very specific and deliberate. Osha sectors we noa Emma Abekra Dibreo. And Charlotte Osei was once an electoral commissioner. Jemen Sawoho as an electoral commissioner. Yenya Justice Banford do Awababe Speaker of Parliament. Yenya Eyema Mesofa Yekufo, her ladyship or say Gertrude Tokono, and then President Kufuor time. One also need the and even in the judiciary, Yenya Ma 3 heading that particular arm of government. Now the question then is what has been their performance? What more than mono saying? Okay, what ranking manua. Now blue no indicate efficient. Green no amount a year meba. But you join your live or Facebook na yenyo any enkomwe. Green no amount a year very efficient, okay? And then the yellow belt no amount neutral. Then you come to this, the royal one no amount inefficient. Now the efficient blue is giving you the highest numbers. Majority of Ghanaians do not believe we say Emma one more occupy offices when you know abom homoding. Okay? Very efficient, ever form to be 38.5, meaning say yema womo akwenya more, there is more room for improvement. But a bano womo competence, any womo ability, confidence, I won't be demonstrate you on the job. Majority of Ghanaians now believe we say womo abom homo day. I mean, so far the SSD paye biano womo timi aye. Okay, and that is what it means. Now neutral, womo the womo ne kano 4.8. Now you call the other ones. But I have Kessben 92.9. You are live at TV, so on Kessben TV. NT ubetimi at the Wadwen training at the about 0550 596 929 0550 596 929 or the bar Yabeja can kind the amount. Political party offering more opportunities for women. Okay, in Ghana, and out of the sample size of 413, one will be say political party, NPP ni NDC, why na a man opportunity pa? Now, out of a percentage of 100, okay, the new Patriotic Party, 40.4%. The NDC, 59.6%. Okay, I see some many radio jumaya and Kameyo D4. Last week, na mene motina na me catch them say currently, say ye kase. Me catch them say Dr. Bawumia Tima, where you know. A man was uniswa. Minim say womoya aware, and I say womoya aware. Dr. Bawumia as candidate and vice president, Opia, a ma a dinner chino ever form. The numbers are low. Me can no be doing Zabia, may politics and I may propaganda. But this research is equally telling you clearly. Say ebano akwenya yemfama manwa. NDC is leading the new patriotic party. Okay? And it is clear. We share John Mahama. The candidate as say. Any ma etwa ne ho ahia. Na we share Dr. Bawumia and ma etwa Dr. Bawumia ho ahia. Iswa. And that is the truth. Medical catcher say manifesto no committees almost set here my wom year 7 pe in the new patriotic party. Okay? Out of the 7, no, emu 9 ewa advisory committee. One said them play effective role here. One by advisory candidate ne keke. Okay? So you can talk about Elizabeth Ohene, Dr. Joyce Ayer, you can talk about Mami Fremont Seo Paris. Okay? And then one other woman, woman the president, and the former president Kufuor Nyina advisory committee in the level. Okay, then you come and talk about Dr. Antoinette. Your friend is Justin Frimpong could be a deputy, deputy general secretary. Okay, so it tells you clearly. And then I told you again, say, Oko Dr. Bawumia, vice president officer, in 2021, Onwa published a list of staffers. Wani omu ye juma. Okay, list in the buy and womu ye maku 24. The key positions in vice president office. 24 staffers, the may womu ye mienupe. 22 out of the 24 enyina member. And I questioned the fact said dientia Dr. Bawumia, is it the case won't mean ma nyejuma? Okay? And an religion no an man akwenya man in ma nyejuma. Now it is reflecting in this research. Okay? Ushe nanado danko ekufuado. So many opportunities or the man. And then clearly the 2021 okay population census by the Ghana Statistical Service Ebemu who clearly say man and Dawson. Out of the 16 regions, 10 out of the 16 are all those regions, no, a ma and a Dawson chair mema. Now we'll bring you all those records. Now when we say and some year cano, it is based on facts and figures. And the party no be bibia for one, no aye bibia for. Me my classical example say womu kwa kwawuno. NPP paying for work the women, the prominent women are winning what the new patriotic party mono. They were down. A man they were nowhere to be found. Na man in Kaho, you could see a quote every year, you could see your friends and paying for who do be. But a man as Lowusumu, where were they? And this research is telling you clearly 59.6 as against 40.4. So it is telling you clearly, say a man be attractive voter. The NDC will be favored more than the new patriotic party. That is what this thing means. And who ye be a political person. Now you need to take a clue from this because a man tie one the heavy. Me babesha radio as a kojo preko HMT now. Okay? And I will draw at the end of paper so clear. Say, look, even radio Jumaya ye Kwambefi a man tie anymore. Eti woba as a morning show presenter no. As I say, we born you ma a resonating with a man. Right. Okay? Because Obani ni kunu etika mua. Your bano and the tune the two station I will pay. The moment I will bet you need the ato Kessben, now will born you may any da. Once is that. A man pay praises, one more pay worship, and nothing I'm a ban or pay be no number because woman ain't anymore. Okay? And these are facts. And clearly, this is the new patriotic party. When it comes to women involvement, you are down. Clearly. You call the next one. 8 after 9. But you're joining your live on Facebook. Eti uwo bibi ya na beya for hua. Now why you say the abuwa candidate, you know, because this is not looking good. Especially with the candidature of Dr. Bawumia. It is not looking good at all. Now, respondent impression about NDC selecting a female running mate for the 2024 election. Okay? The respondent impression. One more impression. And here one more dream about the NDC. Okay? Now, commendable. Say NDC ye or bano, a ye, and I say a ye. One more case a ye no, I mean, ye more abaso no, a 83.5%. Okay? Now, this also confirms some of the outcomes are Kechre, any or Sempakeni Mokwa Bonteno, and some Microphone Kaya about NPP equally selecting a female running mate. You know, this is confirming it. Okay? And 83.5%. Telling you, said there be a commendable say John Mahama after ba say omra man running mate. Okay? It goes a long way to boost the confidence of the women. And if you are not careful, the most popular vote, I be free man on this time round. I mean, it may go to the NDC. You may take it or leave it. Now, those who are saying say enye commendable, and me more abaso, and anything new. 16.5. Clearly, the difference is clear. Now let's go to the next slide. Voters' expectation for NPP to select a female running mate for 2024 general election. Okay? One more kasa, you know. There are 413 respondents. Okay? Voters' expectation, no, yes. One more expectation say NPP should bet me a bar as running mate. Now, ama two major political parties no equal playing field, you know. 80.1%. Okay? Those saying said no. NDC a year bar and not just as NPP so called for bar no. 19.9%. Clearly, the difference is clear. Okay? And this one is scientific. Data with facts and figures. Now you call the other one. And people are expecting say NPP so bad before bar. Now utie interviews na mo ye ni bia. They tell you say yes. Papa Maakye Kubi dey no adam itie e wo Kumase. Was it there be say NDC ye oba na NPP so ye oba. Afi na de na ye fair. Na ye hu e ma ni mienu no bia nso influence or the bed. What the be on board abe supporting a candidate. Now the likelihood of selection of female running mates to improve the fortunes of the NDC. Okay? And when so one more they buy even before Ansana John Mahama ever selected Prof. Okay? They had sampled the views of the people. 78.9%, 21.1% no. Okay? And I don't hear clear. You call the other one. 11 after 9. This is Kessben. Now, preferred region for possible NPP female running mates. This is where the issues are. Now, you have selected running mate. Say be your bar, say be your bema. Region bay and a yenko. Okay? The Ashanti region, Ahafo region, comes in with 8.0. Ashanti region is leading with 23.7%. So clearly, majority of the people are telling you, say, go to the Ashanti region and select a running mate from that region. Okay? Female running mate, you know, ubenya for the Ashanti region. Now consolidate your base, you know. That is the majority of them, 23.7. Now the next highest, 8.0. Okay? Until you have the Bono region and then you have the Central region. Say Ashanti region no any alternative. Now ufi sa sumdwe Ashanti region. Okay? Until ufa running mate free wa and fa sumdwe mre party no. Now ube looking beyond the Ashanti region. Then this data is telling you say go to the Bono region or the Central region. Okay? And see, that is it. Now you come to the Greater Accra. Okay. The Greater Accra region, what is it? Okay? 7.3. Okay? And see, clearly, it is telling you that say optophobia on free the Ashanti region. I mean, clearly, it should either be from Central or from the Bono region, precisely. Or Ahafo region, okay? And see, that is it. Now, you call the next one. Quickly, now you're wrapping it up. 13 after 9, but you're joining live on Facebook. Voters' expectation for NPP to select female running mate for 2024. Rich way, I heard that. My call the next one. No. But your message is no Embra. Then you come to best fit female, okay, running mate for NPP in the 2024 general election. Now, say, Mose Obaba Yedia. One more let's say Mani Bibri. Esla Owusu, the minister in charge of digitization and communication, 13.8%. Frema Oseo Pare Akosia, 44.1%. Okay? Then you come to Reverend Dr. Joyce Aye, 8.2%. Then Irene Natoshi, 24.5%. So it means that whether a campaign or Womu Yo, Irene Natoshi, and then the chief of staff, Womu figures no solo. But automatically, no, the chief of staff is leading among all the women. Okay? Womu selected Womu. Then you come to your friend is a foreign affairs minister, the Honorable Sherry Ayoko Boche. Okay? 9.4. And that is it. And 44% as against 24.5%. The chief of staff and your friend is a common fund administrator. One more figures, no. Now Yamra, the other ones, no. You better remember, so the quick ones. Okay. And the last one, this is the most crucial one. Very interesting. Remember, voters preferred male running mate for NPP in 2024. Now, making kind the 18-page document, you know. One Befi, when I show me pa. Oh, yes. Because the popular names now yet, you know. Okay? Clearly, Osha Baby Obimonam on this particular research, you know, it tells you, say, popularity, no, our form. Okay? Just a few people are not able to do. Now, Brian Achiampong, okay? Brian Achiampong, the minister in charge of Agri, it was 16.2. And it means, say, gradually, you know, the population, you know, pija. Okay? And Crawford, Kase, Monfa Brian, no mayor running mate, you know, emu pija. Now you come to Dr. Henry Kwame Kokofu, former Bantima MP, EP, 10.0, percent. Okay? Quite encouraging because we don't know I grow a crown wa memuntem. Now waba the Honorable Joe Osei-Wusu, the quite first deputy speaker, 11.9. Okay? Then you come to Matthew Opoku Prempeh, doctor, 15.5. Okay? Now waba Justin Frimpong Kodia. Okay? The general secretary. Okum come, I had a surprise him, because among all the people are able to helio muninano, could you be silent? But yet, this scientific research is telling you that no, there are certain group of people that won't believe we say Kodia will do a better job. Okay? Then you come to Dr. Oseya Weduchum, the birthday man. Okay? And then 19.6% are saying say Dr. Duchum. Okay? Eba no babe running mate to Dr. Baumia. Ebebwa. Okay? Clearly, Osempakani ni Nkrofo kasa wo Kumase no, okay? Majority of the people were equally saying, so obefa bema dia, wonfa Dr. Duchum. Now, reasons ni justification and Nkrofo ma ye ne say, wono ne hwe free SHS ni so sese. Wono nso ne betimi ahweso. Okay? Enti ye problema wo be running mate dia, it should be a Duchum. And this is confirming the Osempakani through Kessben media. Yes, you are in Crawford Kasa Wukumas and Sema Wamukai, even in the greater Accra region, and then in Kwau as well. And this is a reflection of what has transpired in those posts. Sample. Then you come to Apostle Professor Opoku Nyina, 10.1. Okay? And to Opoku Nyina Asantini, right? Educhum Asantini, right? Justin Kodia Asantini, right? Napo, Matthew Opoku Prempeh Asantini. Joe Wise ya Santini, Kokofu ya Santini, Brana Champompe, and a few co. What's he here? It's a baby at the Anekono. I don't know. Now, even in the absence of Dr. Duchum, Justin Frimpong Kodia, your favorite, than Napo. And this is clear. The data is what is proven. Okay? And I remember say some time ago, Kodia din by say young fano as running mate. Because say a man dear, what do they bet me a mass some mapa about in the Ashanti region? A Crawford tune it down, but clearly this research is telling you that no, the general secretary of the party is loved across the country and not just in the Ashanti region. Okay? And we all the people now let's see your money in every honor more. Dr. Duchum topic a memano, okay, with 19.6%, but overall, more self-parry. Okay, so it tells you that gradually people are getting to understand the fact that maybe the second most important position in Ghana, Obadibia, okay, and these are some of the views of Ghanaians. These are PhD holders and had the scientific methods. Research at the Ababonte. Now the similarities then is a Anyama way being so global info analytics for one more Endra posts are one more releasing. Okay? And it will tell you clear. Ochina yeba, we will do global info analytics for the end. Then you will get to understand baby a Ghana for wide range any day. Echo. Okay? It say party in paying for 8 years. They must consider some of these things. The party nankasa research. One more person more consolidate your business. And I'm not surprised. The couldn't hear do one about Mansudin. Ashanti region, the man money too much. One baby, money, whether you like it or not. Naponia Duchum, one more supporters, one more kosa, kika, one more kosa. For peace to prevail, the more reason why they are now opting for Frema, because initially Grananka Frema, the Dinkran can raise, So how come say all of a sudden we're jumping with 44% coming up across the country? And they have told you, said they spoke to people in 4 regions, including the Ashanti and Greater Accra region. Okay? The biggest swing region in Ghana is Greater Accra. The major region at Tuaba, Hedema NPP, Ashanti region. And this, I mean, is coming from there. Volta region, inclusive. The opposition party in a stronghold. It tells you clearly, baby, radio soon come and Crawford or Barney near the end. Baby, a lady, a echo. Oh, your party, I mean, a word to your wife is enough.
Kessben 92.9 FM.
Baby, yeah, we don't lose anything. What you say? Yeah, gatekeepers. And you know, you must see yeah, and yeah, self home call.
Because my if you again can home.
Yeah, can home.
Papa can home. And you can post we.
Debbie.
No, you have only analyzed the poll. Analytic and what would be if you be at analytic, pragmatic, and realistic. Who know say? What's the chairman? Because Kwame, well for you UK
yes.
Global Info Analytics, Sanya Okas watching almost what the same similarity and a Kessben post now. And also Yakway,
and that's all.
And also now, but Kwame, we are Bearman in your band crana. Difference me a white.
I am big. In fact, I won't lie to you now. And I'll pay the Hawk newspaper editor material. Was it Freeman leads Napo and a Duchum in Kessben poll? A big banner headline.
Yes.
And I'll pay the Hawk, the Obokracha, at the buyer. You see,
regions, me and son.
Regions, me and son. The Greater Accra, the East.
A very crucial region.
And you see,
Ashanti.
When we were commissioning the reporters to go onto the streets,
yes.
Two things. The doctors, any baby I answer your reporters in the call, I confirm everything.
Exactly.
Now I was very precise and deliberate. Because I was say Kubasi Munko Dina Kejetia.
Yes.
Okay. And when the most populated.
Yes.
Muria, Munko Roma Hill.
Yeah.
Okay. Namunko Dina Bantima High Street.
Yes.
Namunko, your friend is saying, Adum Pizza.
Yeah.
Okay. These are the central point of Kumasi.
It's true.
Okay. Eti baby a de wa beko Kumasi a.
Who ni baby fi baby on nam
one market.
What you say?
Okay, and a lot of views are a free KJT. Your rent is a Roman Hill. Any PZ randomly buy and clean tapes in the wall and dry your boy. It tells you.
Yes.
In the Greater Accra, I was very deliberate. Bisi munyina he La Paz.
Yes.
Munko Circle.
Kantamanto.
Munko Kantamanto. Tudu. Munko Madina. Any Tudu. Okaisi.
What you say?
These are the most populated areas.
Strategic.
And opay ko La Paz na ko he de ekoso. Braseko hada be he ko Kadeshi da ko
Manfra.
So it tells you clearly.
Yes.
Then we selected Eastern region. Eastern region yanko baby because Eastern no na nipa ni nyina kogu kwa.
Exactly.
Okay. Then what happened is that I was very deliberate. I told the Eastern regional reporters MPP for your work. After the work, you speak to people.
Exactly.
Let them tell you their views and their ideas
and
what they want.
Kinds of people.
And then TK ASL Jumane Pepe. It tells you clearly, baby, and Komona air cosuno, a leading crop for the echo.
Yes.
Okay, and you know who you'll be now if you know don't be disturbed. You have every reason.
Yes.
I mean, say, Oben flag bearer now to tell him to consider some of these things.
Yeah.
But baby, I'm here, me pa. One baby, hey baby, NDC, LED and my participation in politics. John Mahoma also say, Ubenya Joyce Bawa Mokhtari one in change.
Yeah.
Obo Obi Adako, one the home. Mago, one the home, right? Yeah, Kase,
women's organizer.
Your friends, Hannah Tete, Hannah Bisiu,
that's Hannah Bisiu,
right? Wasaba be you about running mate. So, who your friend is a former attorney general. Your friend say, Marietta Brew.
Yeah.
Okay. Wamuna did John Mahama I want the office. Okay. Well, Kobe be the delegation. Wamuna for me part of it.
Many of them.
Okay. Then you come to Dr. Baumia.
Yeah.
It is problematic. The party must look at it. Okay. The effectiveness of the women
Yes.
On the NPP campaign team. Someone realize it, yeah, you can't credit the achievement.
Science and data.
And one know.
When you be a parochial interest,
Kwame,
We know.
Ah,
If you want to.
adeɛ baako a researchers si ankofo di aba abɔnten unse omofa Ashanti region Greater Accra voter and Upper West
region.
What you say?
One region from the north,
Yes,
right?
yes. Near me one voter region. Ask me why.
Okay.
Because voter region baby NDC
almost
strong hold.
Yes.
What
bank pa.
Anna say omo hwe na sanka oyi obema na obro ma koyi oba na ebe ha omo party a omo nka say koyi oba.
They would have spoken against it.
What you say? Tom ka say na koyi bema to against say bi ombenya opportunity.
Yes.
But we dey omo say oba. Nti what dey na em nwanwa ma me hu say ade no say de omo eka no kura na omo aka. And baby a yenso ye dey no apa East Penamam Greater Accra and Ashanti. Ho na ye. Ana wo hwe mu nso a regions no de omo ye nyina mema na kura no regions Ashanti ana wo nya dodo no boa.
Exactly.
And this area dan ya e wo say candidate ni free Ashanti. Ana dodo no aka say be free hode a ene oba no ana omo pe. Na ba no so de bebre wom ya bebre hu bebre a musu dia ba bonten. But say no ba ko ade e wo soro.
Ba quite giant.
I don't know almost say
the difference near clear. Kwame, when the man Kessben morning show are authentic.
Enti omo fan kwa dwendwem.
What you say?
Na no be ye bia.
Wunti hada beti baby who from.
Me asaba ya who hear that be how can say. At the end of the day, obi anu akoto aba ma Kwame Appiah. It is out now in the comfort of your zone. Now yeah. Because of your parochial interest. And there was what you say. But science and data.
Correct. Na ya ni enkazo bi anto aba man.
Me ma me nsu nyina mu, me papa nyina mu. Me ma me nyina mu, me papa nyina mu. Me ofa bia nyina mu. Enti eno de bi amanfo pe no mfa mo mo.
I wish you better say my main radio messages in the bin na what the be na no aba. This one says that good morning Mr. Speaker, I'm Isaac Joe Addo. Forward there, the time the NDC is in power was in power, that is what you want to say. You saw how these people talk about them. God is in control. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is coming back in 2024 general elections. Thank you for a message, with the Abba. Teacher Kujo Ewo Tepa Ede Abba or say the main problem facing the NDC is that they can't explain why Mahama is a better person to make Ghana a better place than Bawumia. They also can't explain Mahama's flag bearer slogan, not a policy, of the 24-hour economy. Ghanaians also think that Bawumia has a better vision than John Mahama, who is a man of yesterday. Ghanaians want to move forward into the future. Greetings to the Honorable Eric Nana Ajiman Prempe, NPP parliamentary candidate for Ahafo Ano North, and Elvis Osei Mensah, the parliamentary candidate for Ahafo Ano South West. Thank you for a message, Wadiaba. But I say, Teacher Kujo, any message, This one says that, good morning, Mr. Speaker. You have said it right. We, the serial caller for the NPPs, don't have the message for this coming election for Ghanaians to see. The so-called the big men in the NPP don't care about the grassroots people of the party. And when you go to them with information about the happenings in the party, they don't care. We are really mad at them. And for the way they are doing things, if they do not see to the correction of some of the things you have mentioned, opposition straight, we will expose them and make the party very attractive once again. For those who are thinking they are tired and must go to opposition, we, the grassroots, are not ready. Greetings to Akolozu and Owusu in Hong City. Hong Kong City, na person can Pakwa. You sent in that one from Sapeman. Thank you. Pakwa will say, "Well, yeah, dear pa, no pebia." Yeah. What the message, about. Good morning, Mr. Speaker. You always speak the truth. Now, the most difficult thing in Ghana is wearing NPP T-shirts. The volunteer groups are now vigilant. You allow them to misbehave, and now the party is suffering. Sylvester, NPP Move Campaign Coordinator, Ashanti Region, you sent in that one. Sylvester, thank you for a message, let me do this one as well. This one says that, good morning, Speaker. Have the companies who are at lesser prices complained to the NPA are losing, from Joseph Tando and okay, Joseph said the companies now one more time at lesser prices. Yes, that is what Joseph means. Joseph, they've not complained, but NPA person who protected the bigger companies and not but the general effect of it, it coming back to we Ghanaians.
Okay.
Because yen ye kotofu or na ne board. At the end of the day, ye de sobon ba kobo nanado danko ekufuad. But this time around, yen Sir Mustafa Hamid taking action. Na action supervised by the energy minister. Now have a negative effect on the entire government. We will tell you, say a CEO no anama problem ni na eba. But the people in high offices must call him to order. Simple as that. Those are some of the messages. Let me do a few more on Facebook. But Kwame, say Basa who select Obi and Kabe select why?
Me select Obi. Say no dear. If you can't beat them, just join them. They don't know akano. Yes. As if when you na dane aboa, na wana ni be a chowe. And ni omo kano. Ana edi akire. Ana me nso no me wo Kessben ha.
Okay.
Aha na me adwuma. Aha nso makọ research ni bi. And this me ma anyi ani anasa man o me ne amanfo na anya dwen a. Na kire say bia kra research ya me so me nyini ana me boa. Enti Kwame na eno no. Timi de sana maka.
Come baby.
Mr. Speaker,
yes.
Me one thing say ma obi antna baby da enwe say Ghana ni. So no anka say fina kuma bie na no. No okasa no kire na dwen a onimi ne ya woka. Ghanaians are not gullible like people think some way no. Na say yetimi akwa yes post, which we played an effective role in the post. Me ne kwamba firi ejirem pa. As everybody saw it. Kwame, yes, I heard him. And you see, people were desperate to talk. Everyone krana. One person had the microphone if you some wakasa. And not GA when the team now walk on. You know, share team. And just like one Bevy has said, no. Yeah. If you can't beat them, me want to see a quiet post. Kwame, I had always thought different.
Okay.
Now my GM said Bema could help. But I want to say Kasa, you know. I got to say, wow, Ghanaians have spoken. And if Ghanaians speak, who are you to challenge Ghanaian? What does it? Ghana first for Bana.
But here, Facebook messages will be not young and I don't mind you, dear soldier boy. Amisco sends this one in, aka Bawumia to us. So I say, we the cocoa farmers are grateful to Nana Bawumia's government for the cocoa price increment. In fact, Dr. Bawumia will continue. So let's vote for him come December 7, 2024 to do more. Bawumia Beba, Bawumia Tuaso. You sent in that one, Amisco. Thank you for a message. Masaudu sent this one from Bantima. Also, discerning Ghanaians can now differentiate between the NPP and the NDC in terms of nation building. John Dramani Mahama has demonstrated his abject cluelessness and deserves no place in Ghanaian politics. The NPP is the best among the good. 2 terms more to deserves better to break the 8. Bawumia to also regards to Okumkom. You sent in that one from a year Amansia Central and I would free by Amisco. Thank you for a message. With the Abba comments Ewo Pilatu. Congratulations to Nana Bawumia for the new cocoa price. Every good term deserve another. Inshallah, Dr. Bawumia will break the 8. Simple. Greetings to the Honorable Yaya Kasim Atta, aka Kas, and lawyer. Thank you for your messages, Ebra. Okay, this one says that, good morning, Speaker. Nana Bobi answer. You sent in that one. Good morning, Speaker. Good job. I really like your voice and your analysis. You are deep in the mind. God bless you and your team for doing a yeoman's job. It's a good analysis. They should take it or leave it. Henry sent in this one. Or see, Henry and told data will have it so. Kojo Livingston sent this one in and say, good morning, Speaker. Please, the NSS people, we are also suffering because there have been a lot of statements on they paying our January allowances, but till today, no amount has reflected on our east-west. We have worked for 4 months with no pay. NSS one in our ATM, no. Yes, we want to music momo. Why? Ose
ebinum de akọ binum sunya omo de
ebinum de akọ okay enti that's a boy
ebeba onya botere why say there PR ma NSS ba me na yakọ no abrante bi o adum na na ya oton suit o se adaba kuma so bia no o se bra na beji suit ai o se adaba kuma na na ya o adum PZ omo frɛ ho Alhaji Musa abronsan no ase.
Okay.
Ehwano wo se ada bebe bia. Suit one de ma me. Nti ya na o say o hwe na me kan che host ni say o ya wo mra. Baba Musa.
We
come building na so ha.
We dey encontwe ma member, come packaging for me.
Se bia no hu size no.
O size dey the beba.
Okay, o dey afama no. Why? Ana afia kunadu ono so kuma se metia mo. Why?
Afia kunadu.
Afia kunadu.
Oto say.
Ono so pam ade.
Oto so say.
Oh, Kwame.
O dey ma ngo.
Me anchire obi. Oh. Am yanchi obi. Am yanchi obi.
Afia ke.
Ebi ana oyo.
Ono ne boss.
Ana me business o him ana oto so say.
Da bi omo oye seamstress. Opam ade pam me ma ne ma no manyina okuma se. Asafo.
Kaji. Uri ana wa you. Dan Kwanelson say, good morning, Speaker. Fantastic show this morning. I'm really enjoying the show. My regards to the Honorable Paul Appiah Kubi. Honorable Paul Appiah Kubi, Berema, MP for Doma East. God bless him so much for the wonderful work. Oh, my no man who has them now, Babeke. Chum dear, or any papa. I don't say one more fun random bit and Kenya Bano cry. What you Berema, heavy. What Timbabu Najumu, what Timbabu Swasepa, what you must say. But all the same, no, say research in issue.
Okay.
Ashanti region, they are clear. Say if Ashanti region, so research here clear. Maybe I say regions, no. And in the coming days, they know where you money be.
Okay.
Na yeah, they can afford to do anything come on. But your Monfa education minister, the man leading among the rest of the men,
the birthday man.
The birthday man.
The men shall be separated from the boys.
When your sister, yes.